Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about human digestive accessory organs. What are these organs? Like glands actually, so which are helpful in the digestion. So let us see first salivary gland. Three pairs of the major salivary glands like a parotid, submandibular and sublingual glands and numerous small ones are present which will secrete the saliva into the oral cavity where it is mixed with the food during mastication. Saliva contains water, mucus, and enzyme like amylase. Functions of the saliva, let us see, it has the cleaning action on the teeth. It moistens and lubricates the food during the mastication and swallowing. It dissolves certain molecules so that food can be tested. It begins the chemical digestion of the starch, which is a polysaccharide, with the help of amylase enzyme. So it will break down that starch into disaccharide form. That is two sugar molecules it contains. So disaccharide form it will breaks down. Okay. Next coming to the liver. So liver is also a major gland in the body, largest gland actually it is. It is located primarily in the right hypochondriatic and epigastric regions of the abdomen. So just beneath the diaphragm. So on the surface, the liver is divided into two major and two smaller lobes. See, the below the diaphragm, the liver is present. So these lobes, the functional units of the liver are the lobules with the sinusoids that carry the blood from the periphery to the central veins. So here if you see the diagram, it contains the hepatic artery and the portal vein for the transpose blood. Receives blood from two sources. Freshly oxygenated blood is brought to the liver by the common hepatic artery and the branch of celiac trunk from the abdominal aorta. So blood that is rich in nutrients from the digestive tract is carried to the liver by the hepatic portal vein. The liver has a wide variety of functions and many of these are important to the life. So hepatocytes, nothing but the liver cells, perform most of the functions attributed to the liver. But the phagocytic action, that is immune structure which act against other organisms, that phagocytic Kupffer cells that line the sinusoids are responsible for cleaning the blood. So here in the diagram you can see right and left hepatic arteries and common hepatic artery, it will form later the portal vein also you can see in this diagram. So next so these are the things which are very important in the structure of the liver. So after that, these cells which helps in different functions it will perform. So that's why we are calling it as a important gland, and it is the largest gland in the organisms so of the body. Next the functions performed by the liver is secretions. So next synthesis of the bile salts it will secrete. Next synthesis of the plasma protein. Plasma proteins also it can synthesize. Next storage, it will store the molecules, biomolecules it will store. And detoxification, so that's why it is protecting our body. Next excretion, it will remove the waste. And carbohydrate, lipid, protein metabolism as well as filtration. Organ gland is a gallbladder. It is a pear-shaped sac that is attached to the visceral surface of the liver by the cystic duct. The principal function of the gallbladder is to serve as a storage reservoir for the bile. Bile, here you can see below the liver there is a gallbladder. So the connection between these two, it is connected with a cystic duct. The gallbladder will connect to this, the small pear-like structure you can observe in the diagram. So actually the gallbladder will synthesize, will secrete, it will store, it will act as a storage organ for the bile. Bile is an yellowish green fluid produced by the liver cells. The main components of the bile are water, bile salts, pigments and cholesterol. Bile salt act as an emulsifying agent in the digestion and absorption of the fats. So it is an emulsifying agent. And later cholesterol and bile pigments from the breakdown of the hemoglobin, these are produced, cholesterol in the bile pigments, they're excreted from the body in the bile. So these are the important functions of the bile salts. Next pancreas. Major one is pancreas, which has both exocrine and endocrine functions. So here if you see the in the diagram, the pancreas The endocrine portion consists of the scattered islets of Langerhans, which secrete the hormones insulin and glucagon into the blood, so which regulate the blood sugar levels. Next, exocrine portion is a major part of the gland. It consists of pancreatic acinar cells that secrete the digestive enzymes into tiny ducts interwoven between the cells. So pancreatic enzymes include amylase, trypsin, peptidases and lipases. So these are also present, and actually these secretions are controlled by the hormones secretin and cholecytokinin. So these are the hormones, and the pancreatic secretions will helps in the digestion process. So they are releasing into the tiny ducts between the cells they are present. Next, secretions. The mucosal lining of the stomach is simple columnar epithelium with numerous gastric glands. The gastric glands open to the surface of the mucosa. Tiny holes called gastric pits are present. It is made up of 4 different cells: mucus cells, parietal, chief and eccrine cells. The secretions of the exocrine gastric glands composed of the mucus, parietal and the chief cells. So these parietal and chief cells make up the gastric juice. The products cells secrete the gastrin, which are directly into the bloodstream. It is released, which functions in the regulation of the gastric activity. So the regulation of the gastric secretion is accomplished through the neural and the hormonal mechanisms. Gastric juice is produced all the time, but the amount varies subject to the regulatory factors. So regulation of the gastric secretions be divided into cephalic, gastric, and intestinal phases. So the smells of food starts the cephalic phase of gastric secretion. The presence of food in the stomach initiates the gastric phase, and the presence of acid chyme in the small intestine begins the intestinal phase. Stomach emptying, and after that, relaxation of the pyloric sphincter allows chyme to pass from the stomach into the small intestine. The rate of which this occurs depend on the nature of the chyme and the receptivity of the small intestine. So like in this way, the gastric secretions will regulate the digestive system. So after that, it will empty the stomach. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel.